a dance, I'm a spliff and Guinness.
Rise and shine!
Featuring up-and-coming artists rising to the top.
Give it all you got.
Let's keep rising to the top.
It's Rise and Shine on Sway in the Morning.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since we did a Rise and Shine segment. And Rise and Shine is a step beyond getting the game where we like to give new artists exposure.
Yeah.
Right. You know, Rise and Shine is an artist we've been watching for a while. We watching that trajectory slowly rise to the top, Heather B. Mm-hmm. Keep rising to the top. Hence, that's why we did the promo right there.
That's right.
I like your wave right
you
there,
see my
too.
wave, right? Bong. And
Take it back to the B-boy days.
you saw me, right? They don't want to see me that way, Heather B. Canada has really intrigued me for quite some time. Even prior to this Canadian rush that we've been seeing in recent years. I just like the country as a whole. You know, but what's taking place in the music scene is pretty impressive, and I liken it to what we saw happen in Motown era of Berry Gordy, what we saw happen in the Def Jam era of New York City, the Rap-A-Lot era of Houston, the Ruthless Records era of L.A., we've seen this happen before, you know, where even Atlanta, has had a grip hold on New Orleans. Canada has had its foot in the hole when it comes to this music business for quite some time, and all these artists just keep coming out. The artists we have today, man, has been very consistent. I remember back in 2000, I want to say 15-ish, 2015, when he put out his Exes EP, and he has songs like Go on it and Innocence on it, and I had to go back and reflect on this young man because I knew he was coming on the show. He has since put out other projects as well. I was really impressed by the Nocturnal joint. You had a song on that album called Dangerous, I believe, on that project that I said this guy's writing skills has been constantly improving, and now he has his debut album on OVO called Say Less that is out. Is it tomorrow? Mm-hmm. It's out tomorrow. And I said, man, before this dude put out his debut album, I love to say after these artists blow up, I knew you before you put out your debut album. Let's get him on the show. Okay, the one and only Roy Woods is here. Roy,
Welcome, bro.
What's up, Roy?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
What's up, man?
I'm here, man. I'm in New York City. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it big, kid?
Yes, sir. I'm doing it well.
What is that? What must that be like for you? You grew up in Ontario?
Yes, sir. Brampton, Ontario.
Tell me about that. How is that? What should we know about Brampton,
I've
Ontario?
never been.
Yeah.
Never been? Well, it's not a big place. It's like a little more on the countryside of things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's very small, but it's just getting a little larger now. They have like two sides. You got the north side and the south side. Okay. And the north side's more new. You know, they have bigger houses there. You know, more established there. You know, the more jobs and everything. It's
more
just,
wealth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know, the south side. That's where I'm from, right? And that's just like it's more old. You know what I'm saying? Everything looks older. Like back in like what 96. That's when everything got established in Brampton. Like they were building buildings and houses and schools and you know. So it was like a very different place, you know, than Toronto and you know, like other parts of the GTA. You know, it was very different.
Did you? So is it segregated when you? Because you described like a tale of two cities. You know what I mean?
Is it like by class or is it by race?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Everything about Toronto and Brampton, because Brampton's a part of Toronto, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's all mixed. You know, the culture there, the people there, even the food. You know, you're not just gonna get one type of food in one area. There's gonna be multiple. You know, you got Indian food, Chinese food, you know what I'm saying? Like Caribbean food, everything. So
that's what's up.
You know?
Everything,
man.
You gotta say ting, man. Coming out of Canada, ting. It's a small ting.
It's a
you know,
it's a light ting.
It's a light ting. Thank you. Help me out, bro. I be forgetting I ain't ashamed to say it.
Hey man, you getting on, right?
Well, I'm trying, man. So what? First time you ever performed? Was it at home, at a holiday? What gave you the gall to sing?
Damn, that's a good question right there. I was very young. I remember the first time I ever picked up a mic, I was singing a Will Smith song.
Okay.
Like Welcome to Miami or some shit.
Welcome to Miami.
Something like that. Yeah. I think that was
That's
a drum.
real.
It was at my cousin's christening.
Okay.
Right. So that was one moment I remember as a kid when I first picked up my mic. But I loved football, so it was weird for me.
Okay.
You know, and then I started listening to music on my own, like grade 8. I wanted to get into singing for some reason. I just loved it. It was just like a hobby that I wanted to take, you know, apart from football. So I started like listening to a lot of Michael Jackson in my bedroom, printing out lyrics, Bone Thugs and Harmony, because I like to rap and stuff too.
Okay.
So I was just printing out lyrics, you know, making sure I read the lyrics, memorize it, know it by heart, and I'd be singing it out all day in school, like no tomorrow, you know. So I feel like that was really it, just, you know, wanting to do it on my own and just sing. I just loved to sing and wanted to get better naturally at singing, right?
Did you use that to get girls a lot in school?
No, actually it didn't really, because, you know, I just kept it to myself.
Oh, yeah?
To be honest, yeah, and I let it, like, if people knew, they knew, you know, so then I'd sing for them, but other than that, I wouldn't like push it upon people.
Football or soccer football?
American football.
American football. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
your favorite team?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
The
Pittsburgh
Steelers?
Steelers.
Jerome Bettis days, man.
Oh,
The bus.
The bus.
The bus.
Oh, the bus. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
they're up that way. Like,
Okay, that's
so-
up kind of close to the border. Yeah, I was hoping you said Raiders, but I guess, you know,
Nah.
Roy
Raiders,
Wood's got a
right.
lot to learn. He ain't even put out his debut album yet. Tomorrow, he got
man,
room
I know,
for
I know
growth.
about my Steelers, man.
Okay, still is. They just won. They just won this past
Against the
weekend.
Packers, yeah.
Yeah. The wild field goal. The reason why I'm asking you this, because when I grew up, I heard Rapper's Delight and other old school rap songs that made me decide I wanted to rap, you know, and saved up a little money and went into a makeshift studio.
Yeah.
When did you turn it over? Like when did you start recording first? And
I was 16 in my mom's bedroom. I mean, my mom's room. My mom's house in my bedroom.
Okay.
And then I just there was like local artists doing their thing, so I was like, you know, I think I can make something better.
Yeah.
You know, and even though when I first started, it wasn't the best. I never gave up on it. I never stopped on it. I said, you know, I'm gonna continue to get better. I know I can do this. And you know, there was a lot of hate, a lot of shit. I didn't care about that. I just knew that I could do me. And there was people, you know what I'm saying, that was telling me that, you know, don't worry about that shit.
Yeah.
You do you. You know what I'm saying? This is good. You know, for right now, with what you're doing for you just starting, this is good. So keep doing it. Don't worry about everybody else. And I never stopped.
You never stopped.
I will never stop.
Listen to that, man. Roy Woods had hate before he didn't even put out his first album. But hate is an interesting thing.
Yes.
Like for me, hate is fuel.
It is.
When people hate on me, I actually start smiling when I reckon, oh, they're hating, because I know what to do with it. That means I'm doing something right. Why would anybody hate on you? Like what were they saying? What could they hate on?
It was they didn't like the music. It didn't sound good. No bars, whatever.
Okay.
You know, whatever they want to say about it. But I didn't let that faze me. I didn't let that change the fact that I wanted to do what the hell I wanted to do. And nobody ain't gonna stop me from doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I like that Roy Woods. You see him as the interview go, you
Right
starting
up.
to hear the real Roy Woods. He thumping his chest. I see you, baby. Tracy G, go ahead.
But you know, even though Roy does thump his chest as he should, but he's also very good with showcasing his heart. And we were having a conversation about Jay-Z. He just did this big in-depth interview of New York Times Magazine, and he was saying it took infidelity for him to understand vulnerability, and that vulnerability and masculinity could live together, you know? For yourself, when did you realize that vulnerability was okay as a man?
The more I started making music, you know, I really started saying to myself, you know, I'm not, because I was rapping before, so I try to, you know, give the people what they want in the city and fabricate a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But I came to a point where, you know, I left my city, Brampton, and went to Toronto and said, you know, I'm gonna make sure every lyric is with me, is my life. You know, I want to live with my music, you know, grow with my music. So, you know, that's when I started becoming way more vulnerable. After, it was right when I went to Toronto, you know, before OVO and all that, yeah. It was definitely that time that I knew, like, okay, that I could, if I could be open with myself, you know, let myself free and not think about, oh, what this person's gonna say about this and that, you know, or what my mom's gonna think about this song, or, you know, because I always used to think about, you know, my family and stuff. But I'm very vulgar on the mic sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Is there a particular person? You know how a lot of times we'll have conversations like, you're always going to remember the person who you gave your virginity to. You're going to remember the person who turned you out. But we don't speak about that person that really put you in touch with your emotions, who taught you something. Do you have like someone, whether it was like a girlfriend or a family member?
Yeah. I had a person in my life I've known for a while, you know, and we've been through so much together, you know, like stuff that I've never been through with anybody, you know. So it was that person there, like I just go to that feeling that they give me, you know, whether it was good or bad, because there's so many moments, so many times that we've had together, you know, good and bad. So, you know, I just went to that feeling naturally. You know, it was not even like it was forced. I don't force nothing. Everything come natural to me. So there was definitely somebody.
Yeah, man, rise and shine artist Roy Woods, man. Look at this guy. I take lyrics too late, Q. The clapping was too late, man.
Gotta get it on cue. Come on.
So when you listen to the album is called Say Less, you know, and you got a bunch of songs that are a little bit of loving, take time. I was trying to decide if I was gonna play something new, top left. You know, all these songs I'm listening to that are really like, damn, this dude got some. You got some bangers on this, right? You know, Say Less in it. You say you feel like it sound like you're saying you feel like we're talking too much. Let's just get straight to it.
Straight to it. We're grown. We're adults. We don't have to talk too much. Come on.
Yeah, right. And does that happen often? Like you feel like we over talk a situation, men talk ourselves out of. What are you nodding for? I haven't even asked the question.
Yo, Heather's grilling.
Yeah, do we talk too much?
Add to the convo, Heather.
A little mystery is always good.
It's too much talking.
It's too much talking.
It's too much texting. It's too much all of that shit,
no
right?
Mystery is good.
Let's just get to the meat and potatoes.
That's it.
Is that what you're relaying? That's just my interpretation.
No, you're on the right track. You know, we have the same level of understanding. So why do we have to conversate? You know, I already, like, when it comes down to saying less, it's like, I just want you to show me instead of telling me. Because you can say it all you want, all day, all week, months, whatever. I want to see it, though, in front of my face. If I can't see what you're telling me, then I don't want to hear it. Say less.
Say less.
Do more. Show me.
Roy Woods, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play that right now. 888-742-3345. I need the citizens to call up, get to know this young man before that album come out. We might not see him for 3 years. All right, call us up. Sway in the morning. Yeah, 888-742-3345. Give us a call. And Say Less is the name of the project. Roy Woods. We've done this before where we bring artists up who are on the rise, and we tell you whether it's a Sci-Hi to Prince, whether it's a Nick Grant, or whether it's a Rory, different artists. We watch a Boogie on the West Coast Boogie. Pay attention to these artists if you're music lovers. For that reason, it doesn't matter who they're affiliated with necessarily. It's just the product of their work.
Yes.
You know, and I say this because when you came out with Exodus, and I was saying this to you in the hallway, and I've listened to all your projects, and I was listening to Say Less and going through all the different songs. I was like, man, this dude is evolving, constantly evolving. How are you different as a songwriter from the Exodus days to now, and what did you learn, and who are some of the people you learned from?
It was a process I had to, you know, make sure I took carefully. You know, make sure I took time with, because if I overdid things, then I knew I would be stuck. So I realized like everything with the sound, the writing, how like it was all me making sure I get better with everything that I'm doing. You know, this is not just making music. This is art. I gotta get better with my art, make sure that my canvas gets presented the best way possible. You know, and I have to finish that masterpiece. So everything I have to make is a masterpiece. You know, I didn't want to, it came to a point where I just didn't want to make a song. I want to make a great song every time I make get on that mic, you know what I'm saying? So I pushed myself to the limit. I had so much good people to my side, you know. Party always showed me mad love, you know what I'm saying? he taught me a 1-2s, you know, and I went to him for certain things, you know, like even in life, because we talk about life too besides music and shit, you know. Yeah, for sure, you know, and he's held me down, you know, when I was like, you know, lost, you know, with even my writing, when I had writer's block, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to party and since then I never went back. I never had to ask you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you've been hot ever since.
Yeah, he's been showing me, you know, like just take it easy, be cool, you know what I'm saying? Let the writing come to you, be natural, you know what I'm saying? So
that's real. Shout out to Party. He came to our broadcast when we came out there doing the All-Star game? The NBA All-Star game a couple years ago. We was at the sneaker shop and he just came through and showed love. Yeah. President Jeff too, man. We got to shout out him.
Man like PJ.
PJ, what up, baby?
What's going on, man?
Production is really like abundant in Canada. You know, you know, everybody's doing their thing. Are you conscious of distinguishing yourself through your own sound and through your own songs, so that you don't get grouped in a cluster?
Yeah, like I want to make sure like nothing sounds clustered. Nothing is. I want to make sure like everything's different. Like when it comes down to the production side of things, like that's like the most important part. Because if I can't get lyrics out on a beat properly, and have that the either like the space needed and or the feeling needed, you know, from that beat, then I can't work with that. I have to make sure that everything is intact for my sound, you know, like that's the hi-hats, the kicks, the drums, the 808s, every single thing, you know, all the little sounds, you know, that people don't even hear, those matter, you know. So I make sure that I hit the beat from every angle, you know, just to get the right sound for me.
All right, Roy Woods is here. Let me take a quick call. Michael from Ontario is on the line.
Nice.
Damn.
You know him?
What up, Mike?
Hey,
What's
going on, morning.
Y'all know each other?
No, I'm from Brampton too, but I'm probably a little older than Roy.
How you doing, man?
I just wanted to say, you know, I listen to some of your music. It's beautiful, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I like that you rep Brampton this morning, and just keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Right, man, anytime a grown man could call you and tell you your music is beautiful, that's the ultimate compliment.
I wanted to ask, because every once in a while you hear older R&B artists, and they sometimes comment on what the sound is now compared to when they come out.
Yeah.
I just want to get your opinion on how do you feel about older R&B artists, you know, whether it's like the Ozzy Brothers or Boys to Men, or, you know what I'm saying, artists like that, to where you are now.
I feel like it's like it's changed a bit, but we're almost going back, you know, like with the sound especially. You know, it's just I feel like back then everything was more cleaner, you know, with the lyrics, with the content, you know. You're not hearing R&B singers say, you know, I'm popping an M or whatever, you know. They're not saying the shit that, you know, or anything outlandish that rappers normally would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's happening, you know. But I feel like with the sounds and the feeling, there's certain things that are being brought back, you know, from that era, you know, where the old school R&B, you know what I'm saying? And it feels beautiful to me.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's
true.
beautiful
like you,
and refreshing.
Danielle Caesar too.
Yeah, you know.
But when you said how now a lot of R&B singers are speaking, like I'll say to my friends all the time, I feel like a lot of R&B singers stopped singing to women and just started pandering to men. And we were having a conversation about Vic Mensa. He did an interview recently because, you know, the untimely death of Lil Peep. He was commenting on that. So it's brought up a conversation about the glorification of drugs.
Right.
And he said how he regrets ever referencing like Xanax or anything in his songs, and was also saying how he feels like Future's been horribly irresponsible. What do you think about that? Like, do you feel like music, hip hop, takes a major part of the blame, or is it more like on the manufacturers? Like, should artists be more conscious about, you know, putting in these references to drugs in their music, or is it something else?
We definitely have to know what we're saying, because there's a youth that is learning from us and listening to everything that we say and taking it as influence, just like as we did. This is music, you know, and this doesn't stop from a 4-year-old not even knowing the lyrics but dancing to 80, you know what I'm saying? This music doesn't stop, and understanding it, knowing what it is, you know. So we have to know what we're saying, you know, and know that, you know, if you're gonna talk about that, you know, there has to be a positive coming out of it. There has to be a lesson coming out of it for the youth, because that what happened to Lil P, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Like that should not be happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should not, and it's sad, but there's a whole youth that believes that this is what we should do. Yeah. You know, I remember when I was 14, I was just smoking weed and sipping a little drink, you know what I'm saying?
Just talking about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they popping pills and stuff. Like, I don't want a child of mine or my nephew or anybody I know to ever be brought up in that. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. Hardcore drugs. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta know what we say.
I appreciate that. You're talking about accountability for your actions. I'm not mad at that. Roy Woods is here to Say Less. The project is out tomorrow. Jay from Ottawa is on the line.
Jay,
Canada's standing up right now. Jay, what up?
Hey, what's going on? Yo, Sway, what's going on, man?
What up, man? What you want to say?
Oh, Roy Woods, keep doing what you're doing. Calling from Ottawa.
Hey.
Bruce down there.
Thank you.
Fucking OVO. Reps up. That's what it's about.
Yeah, man.
All right. And speaking of OVO Division, who's another member of the roster, is featured on a song called Balance with you and P&B Rock, our good friend, who came on. And she's another one, came on the show early on, and now people, starting to gravitate towards him more. Balance, what does that mean to you? What's the concept behind that song?
Balance is what we need in life.
Okay.
The balance.
You need balance. I learned that a very long time ago. And when you have balance in life, making decisions are so much clearer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I'm doing way too much bad stuff. I gotta go to church, or I gotta pray, or I gotta do something to fix that. No, you know what I'm saying? The decisions are not jumbled up. Your mind is not clustered. It's very clear. It's very open. And balance is something that a lot of people don't understand. The yin and yang. It's so important. To have that balance in life, to know that I'm not falling left too far. I'm not falling right too far. I'm just right on the scale. I know that I can go where I need when I need, and it's not too much for me. I'm in a good space.
A good space, balance. So I noticed because he got 2 chains on, Heather, and one is balancing out the other. Right? Now look how thin those chains are today. Remember this. Those chains are never going to be that thin again. Watch.
He might be a minimalist.
You think so? Okay.
Y'all gonna see.
Roy Woods, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play that balance. We're going to come back. You got any questions? 888-742-3345.
I can see it, that I can do it, if I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly, and I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day, open my wings and fly away.
I just want to say, I owe this artist, Roy Woods, a lot, man. When I saw him doing this karaoke of R. Kelly, the song says, I believe I can fly. After watching him do that, I believed I could sing, Heather B. Thank you, Roy Woods.
That's your go-to karaoke song?
No, actually. It's actually Shy If I Ever Fall in Love Again.
Shy If I Ever Fall in Love?
That's my
song. Da-do, da-do.
That's my jam.
Yeah, that was the time
that I saw your brown eyes.
Then I said hello.
Let's do it, Roy. Come on, man.
Okay. Get it in the morning, baby.
Let's go, man. Let's do it, man.
Yeah, baby. The very first time that I saw your brown eyes, your lips said hello, and I said hi. I knew right then you were the one.
But you were what?
But I was caught up in physical attraction.
But to what?
But to my satisfaction, baby, you were more than just a friend.
Here comes the dangerous part.
And if I
Hey man.
It's too early.
Usually I would do. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I ain't get my tea.
Yo, real up.
You know what I'm saying? In the studio all night.
Smart man. That's a smart man.
Hey man, I'm gonna need to check for the rest.
He saw the hey man. He saw the setup from a mile away.
You almost got me. You almost got me, man.
Almost got you.
Yo, that was slick.
Yeah, that was slick. Congratulations. This project is coming out on OVO, of course, and when OVO is great for so many reasons. But one of the things I think that Canada could take pride in, you know, that music moves in a lot of eras, you know, and sound, you know, can help define an era. Yeah. Different sounds sometimes, you know. Pharrell and the Neptunes had a sound that defines the eras. Timbaland, the same thing, you know. Yes, Kanye West, the same thing. But I have to give 40 props. The producer.
Big Manda.
Because he's architect a sound that a lot of people been able to make a living off of. Come on. You know, but you know what? That have been inspired by and has ushered a whole new generation of artists and producers in. What have you learned from him as a producer? You're a songwriter.
Yes, sir.
You know, has he given you game on? 40
has shown me how to be real. 40 is the realest dude that you'll meet, man. Facts. He's just like when I met 40, I just learned from being around 40. Yeah. You know, that's like I said, we're probably real conversations. We just talk about life. Anytime I pull up on 40, we just talk about life. He just wants to come chill. Yo, just come and kick it with me. You know what I'm saying? And we just talk about anything and everything, you know? And he just teaching me how to be real. It shows you that he's super humble. Yeah. He's extremely humble. So down to earth, so happy, full of life. Yeah. You know? And it's so refreshing to see that. Yeah. You know, I love being around 40. You just he has so much knowledge on just on so many things. It's just like, yo, I gotta just sit there and just soak it in.
Take that game in.
Soak it in. You know, he's a real guy, man. Really amazing guy.
You know that because man. He has mentioned nothing about the studio. He's talking about him as a person. Right. That's what's impacted him most. You mentioned off air that, you know, when we talking about you're 21 now, so you got room to make mistakes and recuperate. You said, man, I made my big mistake. What was it?
Oh man, I don't even know if I want to go too far on that one right now, but it was a big mistake. You know, I like to blow trees. Okay. Right. Okay. So you know, but I had to learn how to keep the cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I was young. I didn't know about money like that. So you know, I was like, and I never even knew how to value money. You know, my mom knew how. She always wanted me to save money, but I was never that type to be like, okay, yeah, I know how to do this. I'm gonna save a little thing here or so for next year. You know, never. And so, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. Yeah, doesn't matter, man. Like me knowing that I got money in the bank feels good.
Feels great.
It feels amazing.
Come on, man.
Feels amazing. So it's like I learned my lesson. I'm never going back to that.
There you go,
never.
Roy Woods, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting to know this young man. You watch Sway in the morning?
Of course I watch Sway in the morning.
There you go.
Come on.
You know we got policies here on the show, man.
We do.
We do have policy, Mr. Roy Woods.
I'm in trouble.
I know you a singer, but I also know you a spitter. And I know Los didn't bring you up here.
Los!
He said, don't put that on him.
What, Los? What's that? You like shaking your head? Are you telling me he's not gonna spit? You're not gonna spit?
I'm not spitting. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Maybe I'll give that to you when I come back in a few years.
A few years?
Hey, I didn't say that's gonna be the only time I come back in a few years now.
Why not?
You know what? I want to be more comfortable with myself before I give you that.
That's fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's make a deal.
Okay.
When you're comfortable and confident in it, and you happen to be in New York City, that time come back and do it. Because I only want people to do it when they're ready.
I got you.
People think I force folks to spit. So therefore, the folks don't come up. And if you really watch, if you're not ready, I'd rather you be ready.
I'll get ready.
Okay?
I'll be ready.
Yeah, but I know you're ready. I know you got bars. So yeah, okay. But this body of work you put together, you've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
Putting this work together for Say Less, you know, and you got a few features on it. You got a few producers on it as well. But it's definitely Roy Woods you know, and I want to invite all our listeners and all our citizens, pick up the project. Say Less is out tomorrow on OVO. Are you going on tour?
I'm not saying anything as of yet.
Okay.
I will let everybody know about tour and stuff later on. You know, just let the album ride first.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Man, Roy Woods. Give it up for Roy Woods, ladies and gentlemen, our Rise and Shine artists. When we come back, we got a little Celebrity Wire.
And it's a dark day for Russell Simmons.
Oh, man. Damn.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.